hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
I mean, it's recovery week. I think this is the first time I had WrestleMania and I didn't have WrestleMania blues, which is good.
Yeah, because you did, WrestleMania, shots. You just shot it all in one go. There was no, like, rest period.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was the gusto, the last minute gusto.
Well, it was a good week for wrestling wit, as, last week we interviewed, Robin Zane and Jake DeLeon. Two incredible interviews from two people from the same region. You definitely want to go and check out those interviews if you haven't already. Um, and then this upcoming Monday, because yeah, we're at the ending of the month once again. Um, we have an interview with Hemo, the Wild Man Hemo. From Finland. He was the first ever Slam Wrestling champion, former FCF champion, first ever ladder match in Finland. We talk all about that and relationship with the OGs of Finland wrestling, Starbuck, Stark Adler, what he's doing now, and a hell of a lot more. This upcoming Tuesday, we have Bino Blue. We talk about the City Boys. We talk about winning the tag team championships with two different tag team partners. We talk making an entrance and even dancing with Lizzo. And then this upcoming Wednesday, we have Joya. Um, Another interview from Puso Pro Wrestling, her first ever English spoken interview. We talk about that well received Fatal 4-Way match, her rivalry with Christina Marie, um, winning the Gauntlet medallion, and a hell of a lot more. You definitely want to go check out that interview as well. And then May 7th, our 400th interview will be with Mero. So, yeah, things are looking interesting as we make it our way into May. Alright, it was not a good week for pro wrestling, as we lost, another legend of the business, Steve Mongo McMichaels. Not only a legend in the pro wrestling world, but legend in the NFL world as well. Kaliko.
Yes, sir. Mongo McMichael, most people, when the wrestling fans will think of him as the former United States heavyweight champion who was okay in wrestling. Um, However, the general consensus, he's known as one of the defensive stars on possibly one of the greatest defensive teams in the world in the 85 Bears that was so dominant on their way to the Super Bowl. Not to mention, they kind of started the sports entertainment thing because they were the ones who did the Super Bowl shuffle video. So that was very, very ahead of its time when it's trying to, market yourself, especially during that time, market yourself as a defensive star. Uh, Not to mention not let alone a defensive unit. So it is a sad loss to say the least. Um, and considering that what he was going through the last several years, it's it sucks that he's gone, and it also is like he's not dealing with that pain,
Right.
especially dealing with ALS. So it was just, so it's bitter. It's very, very bittersweet in the sense that we're gonna miss him. And me personally, I just look at it like it's that you're not here, but it also is you're not suffering anymore. Also one of the four horsemen, one of the newer four horse, one of the people that were handpicked for the new four horsemen. Which I mean, we don't give the new four horsemen uh any, you know, they don't get any clout on it. But to me, I mean,
Right.
Dean Malenko and Mongo McMichael, I mean, they were a new generation of the horsemen. I mean, Mongo was that mouthpiece that was able to help a person like Dean Malenko, who was not a good talker, and Malenko was a good wrestler that could complement a Mongo. And of course, you had nature and art. So, you know what I mean? So it was, yeah, it's I mean, especially a person of his, and no matter what you say, a lot of people that wrestle were former football players. So to take that athletic acumen and be able to entertain people, I mean, it says a lot, And not to mention, I mean, he was a coach. He was so many things: a football player, a coach, a professional wrestler.
Right.
It's just crazy. He's more than just. I mean, it sucks. It sucks he's gone, and it's just he got so much done in his life.
Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. Um, like you said, bittersweet. We've certainly had fun with Mongo on the show prior. But like you said, sad that he's gone, but it's good that he's not suffering anymore. Obviously, he had a full life as well. Um, definitely, thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family of Steve Mongo McMichaels. All right. We are wrestling with WWE WrestleMania week, and what a week it was. Obviously last week on the show we reorganized the top 50 matches of WrestleMania of all time. So we didn't necessarily touch on what was going on heading into WrestleMania. Um, Now we are, and it was a shit show to say the least.
Really?
Did you see the interviews and the PR going into WrestleMania?
I mean, I mean, well, maybe because of me, it was more of a microcosm because I drove in that Saturday. So like I literally got up and got to WrestleMania that day.
Okay, so Triple H did a plethora of
Oh yes, I
interviews.
heard about that one. I heard that one.
And let's kind of break it down. First and foremost, he said that he doesn't give a fuck what the internet wrestling fans say because they don't know what's going to happen and all they do is bitch. I mean, it's not untrue, but do you really want the head of, your company telling the crowd, people to shut the fuck up and just watch the show? And, obviously a non kayfabe way. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get all sides of that because it's Triple H has gotten the benefit of the doubt because Vince was so bad and Triple H was so good that. he was able to benefit from it, right?
Right.
And now he's at this forefront, and it's just getting to the point where it's like a bit of criticism towards him, and he gets a little defensive. He shouldn't be that defensive. I also understand that the dynamic in which Triple H is running this company is not the same dynamic in way Vince was running this company. Um, Vince was the end all be all, and Triple H, as much as he has sway and say, I don't think. I mean, this WrestleMania weekend shows that he just didn't have, what's that word? The final word, if you will.
And yeah, we'll be getting into that. He also said that yeah, Jey Uso is not the best wrestler that we have, but the fans seem to like him, and that's why he's in the position that he's in. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, we give Tony Khan a lot of shit for saying, this is great, this is great, he's the greatest wrestler in the world, and you're like, well, hold up a second, he's not the greatest wrestler in the world. You don't, you don't say the guy that just won your second biggest event, going into your biggest event, and we're fighting for your second biggest title. Well, yeah, he's not that great of a wrestler. Like, no. I, like, I know that they were in Vegas, but, like, were they on something? Were they doing drugs when they were doing these interviews? Like,
I mean, they were raking in all that money from doing last minute after parties and goddamn last minute after parties, $100,000 going down the ramp. I mean, I will say this: that maybe they were so busy trying to milk Vegas for what it was. I mean, that it comes off as a sense of arrogance. Maybe Dana White is rubbing off on them because it seems very Dana White-ish.
well, I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, but
It
it kind of is.
She could. It is because
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, as a person that sat at WrestleMania near Celebrity Row, lots of MMA fighters and Dana White himself. It's literally a blurred line between those two.
Nick Khan said that WWE is the underdogs when it comes to competing against AEW. Um, they feel
Now
like,
that's smoking crack. Now that's crack smoking. No,
like you said, they're charging $100,000 for after parties, and AEW is just struggling to get $100,000 for the arena that
gate.
they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's nuts. I will say that.
Jey Uso, obviously was one of the main featured wrestlers. He said that he don't got a lot left time on his career, and that these might be the last couple of years in his wrestling, and then he's gonna move on to something else. I mean, I can understand when Roman is saying something like that. The longest reigning champion of all time of the modern era, but when you're the guy you're pushing is saying he's not going to be there for too much longer. and he's going into a title match. What what was WWE's PR doing during this show? Were they at the baccarat table? Was they doing the slots?
No, I think he was just being honest. He asked his honest opinion and he gave it. But keep in mind, he's been wrestling longer than Roman.
I mean,
So I
yes,
mean,
technically.
you say what?
I mean, yes, technically, but
Yeah, I mean, that ain't no technically. Yeah, legit. When you think of like the SCW days and all that, like no, he's there, and maybe he's just getting to the point. I mean, he's this is this pinnacle, and it could be his one and only shot at this pinnacle. So it's not like, put it this way, if Jay Uso loses that title, is people clamoring him for him to get back in the main event picture? And if your answer is no, then why wouldn't he leave on a high?
I mean, true. But I mean, I don't feel like you go into a world championship match and say, yeah, but I'm gonna retire in like a year or two. I feel it contradicts what you're doing.
I don't think he said a year or two. I just think he's saying he's got more days. Personally, I would take it as he has more days behind him than ahead of him.
I mean, Roman said something similar. You know,
And he's on a part-time schedule, so
yeah. CM Punk said
okay.
that even despite being the main event of WrestleMania, he's not. He didn't feel like they should have main evented WrestleMania. Him, Seth, and Roman. Um,
Ooh,
CM Punk said that going into WrestleMania.
CM Punk said that, but when he fucking got up, I'm telling you right now, I looked dead. Um, I fucking did it. The first thing he said was, "I fucking did it."
Yeah. So I mean, and John Cena, obviously going into the biggest match of the show, said that he doesn't care what anybody says. He loves Vince McMahon. Obviously, a name WWE doesn't want to say too often, especially when the word love is attached to it. Um, and low-key, I could understand why people would be upset at this. You don't necessarily want to say that you love somebody like Vince McMahon, especially when you're promoting the biggest show of the year.
I mean, he just said it. I mean, without Vince, he doesn't get the opportunity. So you kind of got to look at that as a context.
I don't have the quote in front of me. I could just be paraphrasing here, but he said, "I don't care what anybody thinks or says. I love Vince McMahon. I'm always going to love Vince McMahon." He
Yeah,
said, "We
that
have."
that's the guy that gave him the shot. I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, I guess.
And I mean, I, who, people are not gonna go into ape shit. I mean, if people go into ape shit over it, then I mean, going ape shit over his opinion. It is what it is.
Well, they didn't go ape shit over that, but a lot of people went ape shit over Roman Reigns, and a lot of top WWE stars saying that they're pro-Trump supporters. Obviously a lot of people were upset about that. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know why they were.
but I mean, it's it's WWE. Vince McMahon and Donald Trump are literally best friends. I don't see what
Saturday.
it
I
would be any
mean,
surprise where that WW,
oh no,
But
WWE
in the
were
meantime,
Trump supporters. And if that bothers you, then don't watch the show. But I mean, it shouldn't. It whoever is politically aligned with anything, you don't need to pick sides. You can just enjoy what you're watching. Just my opinion.
I mean, them taking it. I mean, he's in that tax bracket where he would want to benefit. So to me, that ain't nothing new.
Well, that brings us to WrestleMania SmackDown. Um, Carmelo Hayes won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and
Mellow don't miss.
he officially has a an all expense paid ticket to AEW now. Congratulations to Carmelo.
Wow.
I mean, stop me when I'm telling lies.
He is. How dare you?
Um, going into no, going into actually the Hall of Fame was after that. Um, from I'm kind of getting conflicting reports on how many tickets were actually distributed and how many tickets were actually sold. It didn't look like it was sold out. Um, but I know that
Well, yeah, of course, because that big ass goddamn. I mean,
but it
night two was definitely sold out.
it did go a long. The Hall of Fame went a long ass time. It started at 10. It ended at 1:30.
Everyone to see
I mean,
Birdie
say what
versus
you will about the
John Cena.
SmackDown, the WrestleMania SmackDown, the Hall of Fame SmackDown, I should say. I mean, at least it was, contained to 2 hours. So you didn't necessarily, you know, it was enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I it's gonna be interesting. I mean, for that, the Hall of Fame was long. People, I mean, think about SmackDown, then you got to go somewhere else for the Hall of Fame. Then you got to, you know what I mean? It was just odd.
Right.
Um, people, I mean, the wrestlers themselves were falling asleep for crying out loud. But then
Except Booker
again,
T. Booker T was praying.
but but then again, this is where it's Vegas. They've been there since Wednesday. They've been hitting them fucking. I'm just saying, Vegas was just that one time where everybody is turning up, partying, drinking, doing what they want to do. Lack of sleep, all that shit factors in. It's easy to get caught up in Vegas, especially like you ain't been there. I mean, think about that. Like they ain't been there since WrestleMania 9.
I mean,
This is the first time they really been in Vegas
they've had
for
shows.
a week.
Well, yeah, not in for a week, for sure. Um, that brings us to WrestleMania Saturday, NXT Stand and Deliver. Um, the newsworthy things to come out of that was you called it. Dia Hill made her triumphant return into the ladder match. Um, but I was right on the winner, Sol Ruka, your new women's North American champion. So, and she's uh the speed champion as well. So, Ruka two belts. Kind of seems like they're strapping the rocket to her ass, no?
I mean, yeah, you called it. The first time I saw that, I was like, fucking James. Because I sure thought Thea was going to win. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Seems like Dia's going back to Chase University if you watch SmackDown. Well, NXT, I should say. Did we lose Kaliko?
Nah, you didn't lose me.
Um,
I'm still here.
And the one thing that neither of us called, Hank and Tank defeated Fraxium to become the new NXT champions, ending Fraxium's historic run as NXT champions. Who fucking had that on their big bingo card?
Not me. I didn't have it on my bingo card. I thought Praxing for sure. Felt like they were the only tag team.
And they wasn't even a tag team. I think they were just drawn together, no?
Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. I will say that. I didn't see that coming. It was just what? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Very true. Alright, um, let's get into it. We are wrestling with WrestleMania Night 1. The thing that, well, let's just say, let's start with this. What was your thoughts on the show as a whole? Not put nothing, just night 1, not night 2.
Personally, I think we had this conversation when I got back. I told you the show as a whole. Usually I do like a theme, right? I always have a theme with these things, and to me, this year the theme was a tale of two manias. It totally felt like two totally different manias. To me, night one, the undercard was like okay, and the main event was great. And then night two, the undercard was fucking amazing. And the main event, based on the finish, was like, So it was, because I put it this way: if night two ended with Punk, the the triple threat with Punk, Rollins, Reigns, I mean, that would have been a hell of a night. So it was just a tale of two WrestleManias to me. Um, Being there, it felt like night one, everyone kind of understood the assignment of who to cheer and boo for, and night two was Bizarro World. I'm dead ass serious. When Dominic Mysterio is yelling, "I'm the greatest of all time," and everyone's fucking cheering him on, like he literally is the greatest of all time, something ain't right. So, just saying.
Well, I thought night one.
Just saying.
I thought night 1 was pretty good. I don't necessarily have any like major problems with it. I would say that, like you said, everybody kind of understood the assignment, so to speak. So they were solid matches. I won't say that some of them were WrestleMania caliber. Um, and the other part of it was kind of it was pretty cut and dry, I would say. Where night 2 was a little bit more unpredictable, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, it took place in Paradise, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium. Attendance was 57,000 and 33. You were there. Did it look like there was 57,000 people there, Kaliko?
I mean, night one, I mean, it was fun. I will say that night one was interesting. The highlights were Uso, the Uso entrance, which new hint hint shameless plug, Coleco Chronicles. We about to release them from Mania weekend.
Right.
But yeah, it was night one was good. Watching CM Punk in person finally get that main event, it was just
No.
something.
did it look like there was some? Did it look sold out, or was there? Did it look like there was 57,000 people there, or did it look like it was like it could be more filled, the arena?
Um, it's no, it was like 50 some thousand. Because I've been in that stadium before. You can tell, yeah, it was about 50,000, easy. Because people are looking at it like, well, it just not sold out. Um, it wasn't sold out because of the upper rafts. But keep in mind, they built a goddamn stage that was up to the damn heavens, and then they had motherfuckers literally sitting on the stage watching the goddamn match. And with WrestleMania, you got to think what they lack in the 400s and 500s, they make up on the floor because more people want to be on the floor. That's where it is, the floor. And as a person that was on the floor, yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers there. And there's a lot of celebrities running around there, UFC fighters, MMA fighters, like Ruben and Jelly Roll and all these motherfuckers running around. So yeah, it was there. I'm telling you like this: when Uso came out, it was damn near 50,000. It was you couldn't tell me there wasn't 50,000 people in there, or at least 60,000.
It kind of drew me. It this very much showed that we're not in the Vince McMahon era anymore. The show, because the show didn't start off with America the Beautiful. It started off with the national anthem, which low key drew me off because, kind of accustomed to America the Beautiful as you know, the opener for WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
The I could see it, but I always tell people this: that stadium in itself is not. It's not really that big. Like I don't get why the newer football stadiums that they're not building them to be these extravagant 100,000 seat stadiums. They're built to be more stacked on top so that the sound can travel downward to where it needs to go.
I'm talking about America the Beautiful not being sung as the opener.
I mean, they do that every time. America with the Beautiful, and then they'll do the Star Spangled Banner the next night.
But they didn't sing America the Beautiful.
I mean, it's Sin City on a fucking Easter weekend. Come on, man. It's Vegas. It was literally anything could happen, and anything was happening.
You're right about
Maybe
that, but
the singer got drunk and couldn't make it.
I personally,
Too busy partying with Tiffany Stratton.
personally, I like tradition. I don't like change when it comes to, the big shows. So I wanted to hear America the Beautiful, not, national anthem, as weird as that sounds. It's just them getting away from, things they shouldn't necessarily do. But that's just
But
my
keep in
opinion.
mind, this is year one post TKO merger because the TKO merger happened last year. It was relatively too late to do anything. So this is like TKO's really first year of doing this.
Right. And clearly they're cashing in. They're making that bank on our asses. Um,
Not on my ass, but that's a whole different thing.
would your bank account agree with that?
Yes.
Um, First match out, we have Jey Uso defeated Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship in 16 minutes and 30 seconds. Um, it was an okay match, I would say. Um, it's kind of obvious at this point that Gunther and Jey Uso have zero chemistry together. They're, just kind of working around each other at this point. I don't think anybody will be clamoring for a rematch between the two of them. Um, I feel like it got the job done, so to speak, but I was fine with the match how it went until Gunther tapped out to Jey Uso, and I was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of bullshit, in my opinion. But what say you, Kaliko?
I mean, but that was the story. Remember, Jay Jimmy got choked. The ending was pretty much the callback to Jimmy getting choked out.
But you have literally your biggest heel in the company tapping out.
I mean, consider what happened the rest of the way on Raw. That makes sense. But
To a guy that's not a
I,
submission specialist.
oh shit, that wasn't the point. See, this is what I'm telling you. The point that choke out was a callback to Jimmy getting choked. That's essentially what it was. Had they done it earlier, I could see your point, but the point of it was the tapping. Now, him tapping out so fast, I could see your point. But I had no problem with the choke because it was a callback to what occurred literally 3 weeks before it.
Honestly, I would have rather him just pin him. Um,
Nah. Pin, pinning him is not going to do anything. Sandy pinned him.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was a good finish to the match. I get what you're saying, but it doesn't make me feel like it was the right thing to do.
I get it. Only thing that people cared about was motherfuckers yeeting out that goddamn building.
Yes,
His interest was worth it alone, and
and they yeeted like
that is
and they yeeted like
yeah, that
motherfuckers.
interest. Oh boy, I was yeeting like a motherfucker. So there you go.
Yep.
Put me in the club, balls.
How many stars do you give this one?
Yeeting my black ass off. Uh, the match, while the the ending was cool, the match itself wasn't really that good. Like I said, had they not fought 3 times last year, 4 times in the last year, then I could see the point. But that so to me, a solid 3, and that's me being generous.
Right, and like I said, these guys. No shade to Jay, no shade to Gunter. They have zero chemistry together. They don't have good
Mainly
matches.
because of the style. It's just the style. It's Jay. Here's the thing: Gunther's good.
Yeah,
It's just that Jay doesn't have a defined style as a singles wrestler. And I think that's what's hurting me.
I I couldn't tell you, but I mean, I've seen Jey Uso have good matches with other guys. I've seen Gunter have good matches with other guys. They just, for whatever reason, can't come together to make it work between them. I mean, it's no.
Wait a minute, Jay Uso had a great match with who? And not naming Roman and not naming a bloodline story.
Or you're kind of cutting my feet right from under me.
No shit, because everything, because that's my point. Like, and that's no shade to Jay. I'm just saying, for him to be in a tag team so long, I'm a big proponent of however long you've been doing something, it's gonna take you long to get out of it, right? He's been in a tag team for 10 years. He's not just gonna all of a sudden be a great singles wrestler in 4 years. And I'm saying as a great, like great, I'm just saying in a sense where he's finding his identity as a singles wrestler, if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not a shade to him in a sense of whether he's a good wrestler or not. It's just he's having that difficult time defining himself as a singles wrestler or defining his style and how he wants to go about it. And that's the same with Jimmy too. So I mean, just how it is.
And to that I say all the shade to Jey Uso. You ass at wrestling. I give it 3 stars as well. Um, Saturday night main event on Saturday WrestleMania, kind of copy and paste. But this was
Yeah, I think Saturday Night Main Event was a better match.
I don't know about that. I would say that this was maybe the better match.
Because Jay won.
I mean, bigger venue, bigger event, better storyline. I like I said, they don't have chemistry, but this was the most on they were with each other that they had been. Alright, Uncle Dave, right?
Uncle Dave, you know what this is.
Guess that rating.
It is another. This is the WrestleMania version of Guess That Rating.
Alright, so it's the biggest show of the year, so that maybe adds maybe a star and a half a star, I would say. But it's not in the Tokyo Dome, so that subtracts 2 stars.
I mean,
Um, I'm gonna say that we're vibing with Uncle Dave and say he gave this 3 stars.
a little higher.
3.5?
Higher.
3 7/5. There's no way he gave this 4.
Yeah, 3 7/5.
Okay. We got the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods defeating the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, to win the World Tag Team Championships in 9 minutes and 15 seconds. If there was ever a P-break match, this would definitely be it.
Yep. And being in the crowd, yeah. I honestly, it was just. And once you see my video, you'll see why it felt like that, because it felt like a 10-minute entrance with a 10-minute match and a 30-minute celebration. So by the time this shit started, everybody's like, shit, I'm spent from yeeting for fucking 40 an hour straight.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a lot that could be said about this match, other than this could have taken place on the SmackDown prior.
Yeah, it could have taken place on Raw. Yeah, it could have.
I would have kind of preferred low-key the Profits take that spot, against either, Ciampa and Gargano, or the Machine Guns, or Pretty Deadly, or, literally anybody. But,
I will say the right team won.
yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of, is Big E coming back to get that ass?
Honestly, with this one, it felt like that the match just got put together, although the New Day, I felt like the match just got put together. Although the New Day, I felt like the match just got put together. Although the New Day, I felt like the match just got put together. Although the New Day, I felt like the match just got put together. Although the New Day, was actually doing pretty good. It just felt like when they stalled them a little bit in trying to, get that heel push,
Yeah.
and then they just tried to rekindle it back with the tag match rather than just letting it all linger and then get to the War Raiders. Um, that's the only thing I had a problem with. Um, this match could have been a good match had it had a story to it rather than New Day just becoming number one contenders de facto, if that makes sense.
No, you're absolutely
Uh,
right.
so that's why it felt flat because it just felt put together mishmash at the last minute.
How many stars you give this one?
Oh man, I got three, 2.5 to three, being generous. I mean, the right team won. It just felt like there was no story to it.
Right. I give it a two. Um, you know, no heat, no, you know, it, it wasn't it wasn't necessarily there to be, a 5-star match. It was to calm the crowd down and going into the next match. It did
Oh,
that,
that's a
but
damn show.
yeah, like I said, it did that, but it didn't do much more than that. Um, Uncle Dave, 2.5,
Higher.
3,
No. I'm
two
so
and
definitive about that.
7
Holy shit.
fifths.
Listen,
Okay, I'm sensitive
that
here.
sounded like me. I sounded like Liam Nielsen. No. No.
Jade Cargill defeated Naomi in 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and this match had no right to be as good as it actually was. Um, I don't know if Jade Cargill just got that much better in a short amount of time, or if Naomi led her to a really good match, but everything just kind of clicked. It was brutal. You could tell that there was beef between these two girls without actually knowing the story. Um, there was a couple of really good spots with Jade Cargill catching Naomi, and then the spot where she turned on the electric chair into a power bomb. Yeah, for me, this just 100% worked. I don't know why it just did. Um, Solid ass match. What say you, Kalika?
Because Naomi was the speedster and Jade was the strength person trying to catch her. I mean, it was a style. The style made the fight. And then the fact that they were beefing all together made it a little bit more intense. Um, although Jade got the win, I thought Naomi looked good in defeat.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So I feel like it's like even though she lost, it didn't hurt her.
I mean, it can't hurt her when she never wins matches to begin with.
Damn.
How many stars you give this
Sound
one?
like sound like you just left Vegas, my guy. Like Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's not like I'm telling a lie here. How many how many stars you give this one?
A solid 3.25. It was good. It did what it needed to do. The story told was great.
Look at you get taking one from Melcher, Uncle Dave. Doing quarters.
I mean, no, he's good at for three fourths.
I give
He's good for them .75s, but
I give this 4 stars. It was a solid ass match.
whoa, look at you.
Hmm.
Can't tell you shit. Look at you.
Um, Uncle Dave gave this 3 7/5,
Lower.
3.5,
Lower.
3,
Two.
2. Ooh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's because they black. I don't know.
I guess there wasn't Japanese schoolgirls in the Tokyo Dome.
Probably not.
Yeah, they were like 15 years younger. Uh, Jacob Fuck You defeated La Knight to win the United States Championship in 10 minutes 40 seconds. Um, I mean, yeah, Jacob looking like a monster, taking that W on LA Knight. Um, Good on him. What say you, Kaliko?
Um, Solid. It was an okay match. Uh, of course, Fatu did the killer combo at the end, which is this the what he I have it recorded. He did the uh he's on the corners. LA Knight's on the corner. He does a senton on him from the top rope, throws his ass down, hits him with a Samoan slam, then hits that goddamn moonsault twice, wins the title. I swear to God, his killer combos are just things of beauty. It feels like Killer Instinct when he just like gets ready to win a match. It's like killer combo.
I was gonna say Mortal
In
Kombat,
my
but whatever fighter game floats your boat.
oh no, he just empties the clip. See, that was the thing. Mortal Kombat, you never empty the clip. Like Killer Instinct, you can get like those 130 hit combos. But that's what it felt like.
How many stars you give this one?
But
Oh, was you done?
uh no, I'm thinking the stars. I'm thinking about the stars. Fatu's killer combo 4. It's a thing of beauty. You have to see it in person when he does that shit. Just like when he empties the fucking thing. You might be the best match finisher I've seen in my life. Just like how you just emptying it.
You gave it 4.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 3. And Uncle Dave gives it 3.5,
Higher.
3 7/5.
3 7/5.
Next match we have El Grande Americano defeated Rey Phoenix in 7 minutes and 55 seconds.
Next.
This was a good match. You gotta
Not,
at least mention that. It was it was a really solid, good match, considering that they had no build and Rey Mysterio was replaced 24 hours before.
it could have been just Chad Gable versus Ray Phoenix.
I mean, yes, technically, but Chad Gable was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, so he couldn't be competing on SmackDown and WrestleMania.
I mean, El Grande Americano got more WrestleMania wins than Chad Gable. Let that sink in.
Because he's a legend. Oh, I mean, obviously the story was with Rey Mysterio. The build was with Rey Mysterio. At some point, we're going to get Rey Mysterio versus El Grande, but until then, it is kind of is what it is. How many stars you give this?
Uh, 3 because Ray took the loss on his second match in WWE. Which he spent all that hype on Raw just from the it, literally 6 days later.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, I give it 3.5. It was a solid match. Um, and selfishly, I'm glad that Grande Americano got a very well deserved win at WrestleMania. Um, selfishly, I just like the guy. So,
More WrestleMania wins than Mil Marascus.
yeah, because Mil Mascaras, no yab.
But yeah,
Um, Speaking of yab, we'll get to Charlotte Flair in a minute. Um, but first, Dave Meltzer. 2 7/5.
yep.
All right, vibing with Dave. Um, Next we have Tiffany Stratton defeating Charlotte Flair to retain the WWE Women's Championship in 19 minutes and 5 seconds. Um, it was a solid match. Um, it was a good match. Like I said, it, if they trusted each other, it was going to be a good match. If they didn't trust each other, it was going to be the drizzling shits. Clearly, they trusted each other. Um, I find it a sad situation that the 40-year-old was wearing less clothes than the 25-year-old, but I digress. Um, but yeah,
40-year-old works hard for that body.
uh, but yeah, they understood the assignment. The right person won. Zero complaints. What say you?
I felt they were working stiff as shit. Maybe because I was ringside, it just felt stiff. As if they were like fighting. Like it felt like some duck if you buck type shit. To me, I could be wrong, but uh, it just felt stiff. I mean, Tiffy broke a tooth for crying out loud.
I feel like that's some to some degree Charlotte gatekeeping. You know, you can't be her if you can't be me. You know what I mean?
It, that could be the case, but it just, I don't know. I mean, the match was good. It just felt like they were like Charlotte really was laying something in there. Because we know how Charlotte is when she knows she gonna lose.
Do you think that it took away from the match?
No, actually, to me, it worked within because I mean, keep in mind they spent weeks yelling about Ludwig Kaiser was trending more so now than he has in, in his career. So I'm just saying, like, it, it, it worked. It worked. It just felt like how they say Coke Zero New Japan the way that they were trying to lay each other out.
I got you.
But the right person won, and it was okay match. The entrance Tiffy had was pretty dope. We'll say that. And Charlotte, of course, Rolls Royce, goddamn, Maybach, whatever.
Oh yeah, you can't tell me that that's not going to be a ring. Tiffany Stratton in a Barbie box. That's not going to be a ringside exclusive this year for when Christmas comes along.
WrestleCon? WrestleCon?
Oh, Comic Con.
Yeah, Comic Con. There you go.
Yeah, San Diego Comic Con exclusive. There you go. How many stars you give this one?
Right person won. They both laid it thick. Tiffy broke a tooth. Charlotte, Charlotte putting it in that ass. I'd say good 3.5, 4. 4 being my, I'll give it 4.
I agree. I give it 4 as well. Solid ass match. Um, Uncle Dave gave this 3 7/5.
Lower.
2 7/5.
Lower.
2?
1 3/4.
Wow. What match did he watch?
I mean, like I said, it was stiff. But I didn't take it away from because I'm looking at it in the context of the whole story. So.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I have no idea what's up with that, but here we go. Triple threat match, main event. Seth fucking Rollins defeated CM Punk with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns in 32 minutes 55 seconds. Obviously this match had, a lot of
Drama.
heat going into it. Obviously Paul Heyman, Seth freaking out. There was a lot of hype around it. I didn't necessarily feel like it should have main evented night one. Obviously CM Punk being in the main event, yeah, that's great. But it should have been something else. I kind of low-key understand why it was the main event of night one, but knowing what happens night two only reaffirms that this shouldn't have main evented night one, in my opinion. Roman Reigns had the best entrance going into the match. CM Punk with basic generic trunks, put no effort into WrestleMania gear whatsoever. It was a good solid match. There was a lot of callbacks, a lot of drama. You can see the Paul Heyman turn like a mile away, unfortunately. You knew that shit was happening. And I just didn't I didn't necessarily like it, and I still don't necessarily like it because when I think Paul Heyman, I don't necessarily think Seth Rollins. I don't understand. I don't think it's gonna gel well, in my opinion. Obviously they're doing things with it. You gotta kind of give it time to cook. I get that, but like right off the bat, Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman. But what say you, Kaliko?
I guess we watched 2 different ones because I thought this was the match of the night. I mean, granted, we knew the South was coming a mile away. It was just a matter of how you were going to get there.
Right.
Um, th- yeah, if you're looking at night one, this clearly was I mean, in my opinion, this clearly was the main event because you had three people who understood the assignments and knew how to tell stories and callbacks like it's nobody's business. And I'm telling you, the crowd was in it hook, line, and sinker. Even though everyone knew what was going to happen, it's just a matter of, it getting there. And I mean, Seth's interest was fucking fire. Literally, I felt
Literally.
that shit burning from my fucking seat. Anyways, that shit was burning from my seat. Um, of course, the drama of Roman walking down without the wise man, the CM Punk entrance. It wasn't about. I think it was just him being with Heyman and them having that fun one time.
Right.
And that was actually pretty good. The mannerisms in which Roman was looking at him, the callback to the Shield power bomb that it it clearly showed it clearly shows that even though Roman has done so much since that breakup, he still hasn't gotten over that breakup, right? I think that portrayal, I mean, that angle is the bigger angle out of all of this. Seth's been, I mean, not Seth, but Punk's been betrayed by Heyman before.
Hmm.
So that's nothing new to us. The new wrinkle is the simple fact that he still has this fixation on that Shield breakup. And honestly, the right person won. I, I thought it would have been Punk, but Rollins winning makes sense because when the uh the promo before Mania, the what was it called? The go home promo. Rollins literally was sounded like it was a noble cause, and I could be like, well, damn, I'm right behind him.
Right.
Dead ass. The way he spoke it, it was like, well, goddamn, you got a point there, sir. Even though I like this dude, I can see the point that you're the part timers and the people coming back and grifting after everything is built, and he had that coming. And I think, see, you're looking at it from Seth being accomplished so much and never really got. But he's accomplished so much, so why would it make sense to be with Paul Heyman? Because I think Paul Heyman is going to elevate him into that Roman-esque stratosphere, not in the sense of being a champion for 4 years or whatever the case may be, but in the sense of being mainstream. Because even though Seth has done it all there, his wife is way more mainstream than he is.
Oh, for sure, Becky is more mainstream.
So that's what they're gunning for here. And that's why I think it makes sense to get someone of that tier. And then, of course, with Raw, I mean, spoiler alert, Braun Breaker. So they're slowly building something there.
Right.
And he's the Monday Night Messiah. I guess it's the return of the visionary, the Monday Night Messiah, the whole thing. So hey,
And again, I get where they're going with it. You know, obviously Braun is going to be a big part of what they're doing. Um, and it does make sense because Loki, Heyman has been looking at Braun Breaker for a hell of a long minute. If you seem to remember, he was in his corner in NXT back in the day. Um, so I don't want to say there's a connection there, but there's definitely, you know, he's wanted this for quite some time. So I mean that makes sense. And I do love the fact that um, Seth Rollins pinned Roman Reigns because the overall arc of Seth and Roman, even when Roman was untouchable and unbeatable in those 4 years, was he could not beat Seth Rollins clean one on one in a big match. That was the narrative, and even to this day, they're still going with that narrative, which I definitely appreciate it. I do
I
think,
think it's more of Seth is the eternal thorn in his side. He is the Achilles heel of Roman because Roman hasn't gotten over it.
right. I mean, you're not wrong. That's definitely a good way of putting it. He's the Achilles heel of Roman. Um, I thought, like I said, I thought it was a good match. I got what they were doing. I just didn't like the placement of it, and
Well,
that's
then what match would have been main event then?
Io
That's what I
and
want.
Io and Bianca.
Oh no, no.
Yeah.
If no, because if that was the case, that shit should have main event at night two, based on what the fuck happened there. So I'm just saying.
What? Well, that it only reinforced what I feel that Io, Bianca, and Rhea should have main evented night one because of what happened night two.
Ah,
We're
I,
in what universe did a 2 night WrestleMania end with two heels at the uh, as the victors? This honestly, this whole WrestleMania saga felt more like a higher stakes SummerSlam than a
SummerSlam.
WrestleMania.
I get that. I in my mind though, I keep telling you, there are no heels.
Did you feel like John Cena was the heel at the end of WrestleMania night two, Kaliko?
Bro, 70% of that crowd was cheering for fucking John Cena.
Was you cheering for John
If
Cena?
I was not cheering for John Cena, my son was cheering for John Cena. The motherfuckers behind me was cheering for John Cena. There was more John Cena merch in that fucking city than I've ever seen in my life. I went to the superstore, they got limited edition John. This is what I keep telling y'all. They're portraying him as something that they want him to be a heel, but he's on his farewell tour. When the fuck have you ever seen a heel get a farewell tour?
Right.
Batista was a heel and didn't get a farewell tour.
In my opinion, you don't. A 2 night WrestleMania, sure. Have the heels win night one. Have night two get won by the baby faces, or vice versa. Have night one get let the faces win and the heels win night two. Don't have night one and two be dominated by the heels.
Well, Seth is not a heel. He's justified. John Cena was on some other shit. I'm telling you, John Cena was not a heel that night. You, what heel gets thank you Cena as he's leaving the fucking building? I'm telling you, bro, it was bizarro. That's what I'm trying to say. Seth you can make the argument that he's a heel, but he was not the heel. Paul Heyman is the heel, and Seth is the benefactor of it. I don't think he's even seen him because Seth has never really been. I mean, the last time he was really truly defined as a heel, what, 2020?
Um, 2023 when he was fighting Cody.
No, they boxed him as that because what they put him in a situation that like they put him in a situation like Cody, an insurmountable situation.
Dude,
Seth Rollins going against a returning Cody Rhodes.
he
Who wouldn't be booed in that situation?
he attacked Cody Rhodes with his torn tricep and hit him with a sledgehammer in the back. And then he went on to fight Riddle and told Riddle that that his wife and children left him later that year.
I mean, but who's this? This I could make the argument that's like a 4-year story arc of him being the Messiah, filtering out all these wannabes in wrestling who just returned and try to gain off of the shit that he built.
He was a heel in
From Punk
2023.
to from Punk to Cody to Riddle, I can make that argument in a 4-year story arc.
I mean, you could make
He's not really. He's not a heel, bro. To me, he's not. You're not cheering niggas' music as a heel. I'm just saying. I don't. Am I the only one?
if he comes out next week with a brand new music, would he be a heel?
He's not coming out with brand new music. So that's the damn. You might as well cut that shit short. It ain't happening. Good luck. Gunther's a heel. They ain't cheering his shit when he gets out there. They're not singing his fucking songs when he go out there.
Who was the
Charlotte is a
it,
heel.
the
They're
triple
not
threat
singing
match?
her goddamn song.
But because it's not a banger. Um, that triple threat, Punk, Roman, Seth. Who was you cheering for?
Who was I cheering for?
Yeah.
Punk.
If you
Mainly
had
because it was his first WrestleMania, and the first time I got to see him at WrestleMania in person. So yeah, that's the only reason I was cheering for him.
Punk
You
was
say what?
Punk was the face. If there was an alternative face and low key face, I don't. I'd rather call him a tweener than a face. Roman Reigns and
But
the master antagonist in all of this is Seth Rollins.
they're all tweeners. I can make the argument they're all tweeners.
But I could make the argument that Seth turned 100% heel when he aligned himself with Paul Heyman.
But if you heard Paul Heyman's post interview on Monday, he doesn't see it that way.
Well, of course that he's not going to see it that way.
But
It's heel logic.
but my point, overarching point is that if you're going to say who was the heel in this, it is Paul Heyman is the heel. Seth is the benefactor from that heel turn.
What do you think about this new faction that debuted on Raw? Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and now Braun Breaker. I think it's great.
I think they're gonna. Go ahead.
I think it's great for Breaker because they're aligning him with, obviously two major stars, Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. I feel like it is just a vehicle to get Braun off the ground, so to speak. I am interested. I am genuinely interested to see CM Punk and Roman Reigns team up against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. So I think that it's going to make for some great TV in the
So
long
it's
run.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
so
gonna happen. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's literally the they don't have that of Punk and Roman from Survivor Series still in it for no reason.
I'm definitely optimistic that this is going to go somewhere positive. That it's going to be a good a, well, the rivalry coming out of this is actually pretty good. And we'll kind of see where things go. Um, so I dig it. But what say you?
This is partly the reason this all happened as well is because Punk is so busy being in the title scene.
Could be.
And that's the ultimate reason. Because now they're gonna be hell bent on trying to get this receipt for Heyman, but double cross them both. It's like two dudes fighting over a chick and the chick picks neither and goes with the other person. And you're like, what the fuck? It literally what it was.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, so that's gonna hold them for a hot minute, and we're looking forward to it.
The match as a whole. Um, how many stars you give it?
Me personally, even though I knew it was gonna happen, a five because all three players played their roles perfect. All four players played their role perfectly. This was the match of the night one. When you consider that lineup, this match to me, night one, head and shoulders above everything. And I'm looking dead at the chair that I got for night one as I'm looking at it.
I give it a 4. It was a good match. Didn't agree with the placement. Saw the turn a mile away. It didn't, detour my enjoyment of the match, but it definitely didn't add to my enjoyment. I
But then again, I guess I'm great on the curve being there in person.
Right, the I was there T-shirt, 1 star boost. um, Uncle Dave, thinking. 4,
Higher.
4 and 7/5.
Damn right. See, he agrees with me. He agrees with me. As much as we have beef, he agrees with me on this. Take the wins.
Night one as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
It, like I said, the undercard was okay. The main event was great. I, so to me, the main event, I mean, me being there, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be biased. It's a thumbs up. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Me being there, 4 rows ringside, yeah, of course, yeah.
I give it a thumbs up as well. Um, Other than the New Day match, everything held my attention. So,
Yeah.
um, everything everything was solid. Everything made me invested and want to continue watching the show. You can't get better than that for any event, let alone a WrestleMania. So, I'm happy with that. All right, and we are wrestling with WrestleMania 41, Night 2. It also took place in Allegiant Stadium in Paradise, Nevada, and the attendance was 60,343. Stone Cold is still counting the heads in the arena. But I not to
That's when he ain't running nobody over with the goddamn cart.
I could
Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say you could subtract one from that for the woman that he murdered in the front row.
Now, before we get into it, that night I was at that side. I was on, you know what's funny? Because night two, we decided to be at the ramp towards like where the entrance is, like where they're coming down the aisle. And the girl that got hit with it was right behind me. It was like one row behind me. And she had corporate tickets, so they let her shift around and shit. And yeah, got her ass mucked. Uh, also, Chelsea Green's sister, shout out Carlos Silva, TNA president, shout out.
Well, we know why Carlos Silva was there, but
Yeah,
we'll get into that. Um, I don't know about about night two. Um, top to bottom, I mean, I liked what happened. I feel like I popped more for the outcome of the matches for night two, but as much good shit there was on this show, there was a lot of bad shit on this show as well. So it where you say, well, this like if when you're weighing something, well, this goes on the good side of things. Uh, but this bad thing happened, so this goes on the other side.
hmm
This there was no weighing this show, if that makes sense. This show was the scale. You kind of understand what I mean?
I kind of get where you're trying to come from on it. Uh, I get it. But to me, this night was bizarro world because I'm telling you right now, if night one they understood who to cheer and boo for, night two was the complete goddamn opposite. Damn near the complete damn opposite. And to me, night two, like I said, the undercard was a mix of good returns and good surprises and solid fucking matches. But the main event just, just fucking.
Well, let's get into it. Match one, Io Sky defeated Bianca Fresh Princess of Bel Air and Rhea Riptide to retain the Women's World Championship in 14 minutes and 25 seconds. Um, it was slightly hard for me to get um, into this match because I was having so many streaming problems at the time. Like it would just keep buffering, so it was a little hard to get invested. But once the stream chilled the fuck out and I was able to watch it, great match, good good match. Everybody performed great, and EO 100% deserved that pinfall victory. And I popped so fucking hard when she pinned Bianca. And that over the moonsault when in with those two goals in that position. Oh, chef's kiss. It was just it worked from in my opinion. But what say you, Kaliko?
Um, Here's what I'm gonna say, because you know how I feel about the Charlotte, Becky, Sasha triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
That has officially been supplanted, and I will put this match in the top 50 at any fucking moment. Because if there was a perfect, if there was ever a perfect match, this was close to it. The girls understood the assignment, and it was just, I'm just telling you right now, I have it on the one sequence that I recorded, which was just the greatest fucking thing ever, was when Rhea Ripley went for the riptide, right?
Mm-hmm.
She went for the riptide from the top rope. EO reverses it with the arm drag. EO jumps up to the top that hits the moonsault. She misses the moonsault because Rhea hits her with with her boots, and it looked like a fucking crash dummy. It hit a wall in a way that she just was able to perfectly roll and tumble right into Bianca, who hit the KOD, goes for the pin, Rhea breaks it up. Greatest fucking sequence I've seen in the women's triple threat ever in my life, because that was precision perfection, not even including the ending of the match. So, I mean, yeah, this match of the night 2. And honestly, the placement of this match was fucking perfect because it got everybody in the mood. Because keep in mind, this is Vegas on Easter. People have probably been there since Wednesday.
On 420.
On 420. Everybody out there drinking and partying and after partying and going to the shop to get these exclusive drops and da 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 da. I'm just telling you, it was a lot of shit going on. And to get this match to start it off, no, this was the perfect, probably one of the best opening matches for WrestleMania ever.
One could argue.
Ever. This is beating Brian Triple H, to be quite honest to me.
One could argue that it could have main evented night 1.
Not all of them can main event, bro.
But this should have. But, Roman
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Like, Roman needed a 10th WrestleMania main event.
Roman's more mainstream than them 3 girls combined.
No. You're telling me that Roman Reigns is more mainstream than Rhea Ripley's ass?
Yes.
That is a bold claim, my friend.
Well, only the diehards are fawning over Rhea Ripley's ass.
Keep in mind, Bianca was nobody when she main evented WrestleMania with Sasha Banks.
But that was like, I told you, we done the remix on that. That was Black People Night. That was ethnic night. Because keep in mind, that same night, probably that next night, Rhea beat Asuka.
And Bobby Lashley beat Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. I told you it was ethnic night. if you weren't white, yeah, you were getting a dub that night, but the next night was an overcorrection, with the exception of Roman.
How many stars you give this one?
Five, five. If anybody gives it less than a five, you smoking crack. Because that match was just, ugh. I, it, everybody played their part perfectly.
I'll give it. I'll give it 5 as well. It was a good match. Alright, Dave Meltzer. 4 and 7/5.
Higher.
5?
Five. I told you.
Really?
Yes.
Okay then.
I told you that match is a five. That is a hall. That it will be in the Hall of Fame.
It definitely should. And like I said, it
If
should have main evented
the,
WrestleMania, but
if I mean Brett Austin didn't main event WrestleMania. Come on, bro, and it's in the Hall of Fame. Come on, man.
it was
Stop.
that was
Stop. Stop. Just let it go.
that was 97.
Let it go. Let it go.
I will
Let
never,
it go.
I will not let this go.
Hey, okay. Okay,
Um,
okay. Okay, Wayne Wonder. And you don't even know who that is.
your your dated reference have no effect on me.
Oh God. I mean, yeah, you were like 6 when fucking Wayne Wonder came.
Um, Sin City Street Fight. Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest in 13 minutes 55 seconds. Um, Honestly, I liked this match. It was honestly better than it should have been. Um, Drew McIntyre came out in the fucking Doomslayer attire. Um, Damian Priest was a fucking bat. Um, so I mean, it started off violently. I think they understood the assignment. It was a brutal match. 100% the right guy won. What say you, Kaliko?
Yes, this match was better than what it was advertised, and the right guy won. Uh, they both laid it on, must say. And yeah, I mean, pretty intense. Drew once again calling back to tweeting while on the mat was a great little sequence. Uh, so yeah, it's yeah, that's I mean, nothing more you can say. You said it perfectly. Better match than what it should have been, and they made it work.
How many stars you give this one?
A 4.
I give it 4 1/4.
Okay.
Fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Champ.
Metzer
Oh,
gave it
yes.
a
I always forget at least one. Okay. Um, 4.
higher,
4 and 7/5.
lower,
4.5.
4 1/4.
4 1/4. Okay.
Should have stuck with your gut.
Fatal 4-way match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Dominic Mysterio defeated Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta El Meta to become the new Intercontinental Champion, which is pretty substantial because Braun Breaker had a 129% of chance of winning this match, and Dominic had a 0 chance of winning this match. Um, I thought it was I thought it was a really good match. I thought everybody did what they were supposed to do. I feel like the betrayal and the turn on from Dominic to Finn could have been a little bit more intense. But I digress. Um, but I do think that the right guy won. And obviously there are better people for the crowd to boo at this point because they were cheering Dominic like a motherfucker. Like he was their guy this night. I can imagine that that wasn't a good moment for him as well. So yeah, I enjoyed this. What say you, Kaliko?
Like I said, that was the beginning of Bizarro World. Because the motherfuckers was here. You would have thought he was the face in the match, not Penta. Just saying.
I mean, low-key at this
Um,
point, Braun was a face as well.
you might as well have been. Shit. I mean, but I mean, with that being said, with the match, it actually the way it ended, that was a great way to end it because the guy the story continues with Finn and Dominic, and it's in a subtle way. Because you didn't, I get what you're thinking. You're thinking like a clean break of Finn from Judgment Day. But considering what happened on Raw, it's even better that it happened that way because now it's a slow, simmering break from the Judgment Day for Finn. Because keep in mind, the guy he was advocating for is now on Team Dom. Mainly because it's about the Judgment Day. And this is where Finn, the whole listen to Finn, we win, and is coming to bite him in the ass. So yeah. And then Dominic, this motherfucker. So he gets the belt, runs up the rep like a heel, like he snuck the title. He runs right past it, get back in the ring.
Yeah, I noticed that
And
too.
Finn had the perfect face though. He had the perfect face. He was like, the fuck?
They were like, "You need to get back in there and pose for the picture," and he was like, "I've never done that before."
Oh, it wasn't even that. I just think it was salt in the wound. Personally, it looked like it was just salt in the wound.
I mean, maybe, but I get what
I
you.
mean, storyline wise, salt in the wound.
Yeah, I get what you mean. With the, it's a slow burn rather than a clean break. Kind of just wanted a clean break, but uh, I'm willing to let it.
No,
I'm willing to
Finn's
let
gotta
it go.
have the jealousy. Yeah, jealousy. That's what it's coming to. Hey, jealousy. And then with JD coming back and being on the side, oh yeah, hell yeah, jealousy.
How many stars you give this one?
4.5. It was good. It was really good.
I will give it 4.5 as well. I popped hard for Dom winning, so and I was
You
happy
and
for him.
60 some other thousand motherfuckers in the building.
Yeah,
And for the record, night two, yeah, you couldn't find an empty seat in that bitch because it was Cena's last night. So
yeah, that makes sense. Um, I think Uncle Dave is vibing with us. 4.5,
lower,
4,
higher,
4.25.
4.25. There we go.
Now we have Randy Orton's open challenge. Say his name and he shall appear. I believe in Joe Hendry. He appeared. It was big pop for Joe Henry. Everybody was doing the rave. Randy Orton looked like he had no fucking clue what was going on. Like everybody was on crack except him. Um, and yeah,
Sounds about right.
I mean, this it wasn't necessarily a match. It was a moment and Randy getting a W. That's what it was.
Pretty much. Yeah, I agree.
And that's what happened. I can't necessarily complain about it. Happy to see Joe. Um, Loved the Joe Hendry turn from Randy Orton. That was pretty cool. Um, yeah, all positives on my side. What say you?
Considering that the president of TNA was literally the throw in front of us when all this happened, he looked like a proud papa, bro. Even as Joe Hendry was getting his ass beat 3 minutes and RKO'd twice unnecessarily. Uh, uh, yeah, it was a good moment for him. I get it. My only issue with it, because honestly, I'm not rating this. Wasn't even a match, to be quite honest. I just didn't like that Orton easily disposed of Joe Hendry, considering Joe Hendry is defending his championship this tomorrow. Spoiler alert, Coleco Chronicles will be in the building for that. Um, so yeah, that's the only issue I had with it. I called Joe Hendry. I mean, I even have it on my phone. It was like everybody's like looking at because at this point everybody's recording the ramp, and you just hear me yell, Joe Hendry, and Joe, his name felt like a fucking oracle up in that bitch. Anyways, but it was a great moment. I was out there singing that bitch. I ain't even gonna lie. So hey, it worked. It worked. It worked.
I mean, it's not. I'm assuming Dave Meltzer gave it a rating. Um,
No,
he didn't.
no, he didn't. I'm spoiler alert. No, right? I told you it was more of a moment than a match.
It was, and it was a good moment. I mean, technically there was a pinfall involved in it. I get what you
But it was
mean.
like 3 minutes. Like, is it long enough to have? I mean,
I get what you mean. Where it's the he made the TNA champion not look as strong as he necessarily could have. But I mean, it wasn't like they put him in there with Dominic Mysterio. It was Randy fucking Orton. Like, I don't think there. You wouldn't have if this match was announced. Joe Henry versus Randy Orton. I don't think anybody would have had money put on Joe Henry. And I mean, that's no disrespect to Joe Henry. It just tells you, who Randy Orton is. You know what I mean?
while I get that point, it was just I, I get it. It's just that if if Joe Hendry didn't have a title match next this tomorrow, I could totally see that point. Wouldn't even argue it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the fact that he has that title match tomorrow.
Well, Loki, I think he's losing that title tomorrow because he does have a torn rotator cuff. So, yeah. Um, either Kazarian or All Ego is getting a title run, in my opinion.
Joe Hendricks retains. Joe Hendry.
So prestigious. Uh, where are we? Logan Paul defeated AJ Styles in 17 minutes and 50 seconds. Whew. This, I, I'm always going to be a big advocate for AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles, one of the greatest performers of all time. Low key, Logan Paul is a great fucking wrestler. He can put on bangers with the right person. For whatever reason, this match was the drizzling fucking shits, in my opinion. It was just a really bad match. Nothing really connected. It's like a generic. It was just like a generic match with a celebrity in it that didn't know what they were doing. And AJ had to limit himself in order to compete with that celebrity. It just.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't click. And I'm scratching my head thinking, what the fuck went wrong? You know what I mean?
You're trying to think, where did it all go wrong?
Well, maybe you have a different opinion on it.
I think how can I put this? I I get what they were trying to do. It was just a matter of not executing it. To me, anyway. And maybe I'm in the minority with that. Because to me, it just seemed like it felt like it should have been between these two, it should have been a better match than what it was.
So you agree with me on
I mean,
that? It should have been a better match.
yeah, but keep in mind, this is what, a returning AJ Styles?
He's had
So
matches since he's returned.
he's had matches, but I mean, it's weird because when you think about his WrestleMania matches, his best match is Shane McMahon. And he's had some people, right? So I'm like, I don't know. It just didn't click. And I don't know if it didn't click because Styles has lost a step, or is it just that, I don't know. The chemistry was not there. It was an okay match. It just, it could have been better given the athleticism of these two.
You know what would have made this match 10 times better?
U.S. title? Springboard plancha?
No. Stone Cold Steve Austin in a prime bottle.
Oh, God.
Apparently, Logan Paul offered Stone Cold Steve Austin $1 million to appear as the prime bottle, to accompany him to the ring for the match.
I mean, he should have did that considering he done damn near murdered somebody.
I know, right?
Seems a lot safer to me.
I mean, even Logan agreed with that. Like, he said no so quickly to it. Like, he didn't even consider it. Like, bro, it's $1 million. And it was like, and it's not like you did anything better on the show. You almost murdered that goal.
Like, well, hot damn, kid. Got him out of my ATV. And not to mention, he got lost on the way to the ring. Not his fault. But hot man, ran and hit that bitch.
Somebody was enjoying 420 a little too much.
I think
Oh,
Austin is that kind of guy.
huh?
He's not that guy. He probably was too drunk off beer. I'll give you that.
I think Stone Cold.
Only person to get a DUI in Vegas and live to tell about it.
The other story that came out of this match was obviously Karrion Cross. Tried to interfere. Um, Spoiled by AJ Styles. I think it was the next night. He did a shoot promo, a walk shoot, if you will. Um, just saying that he's tired of being the good soldier because his time gets cut, his friends get laid off, he gets laid off, and he doesn't have a match in his hometown of Las Vegas when the crowd is obviously wanting him, and you know you're picking outside people to wrestle Randy Orton when you have talent in the back that work for the company. I mean, he's not wrong, but I don't think he would have got as big of pop as Joe Henry. I digress. But it was the first time I actually saw something in Karrion Cross that you're always telling me he's good. He has impact. I've always told you it's never worked for him. It never got him over. Um, but this was the first time it kind of seemed like Karrion Cross was actually trying to get Karrion Cross over. Um, Thought it was a solid promo. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, even his wife was like, "Hold on, son, chill, chill, son, chill." I mean, that tells you everything you need to know right there. When your wife is like, "Chill, son, chill." That was his Miz moment, and everybody's like, "Miz moment." Yeah, you remember when the Miz was on Talking Smack,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was his moment. Because I felt it when he said, "Take me back to the Twilight Zone when I was wrestling for gasoline." I'm like, oh, he's going there. He's going there.
What
He took it there.
what exact? I that was the only reference I didn't get.
What, that one?
Yeah, wrestling for gasoline.
In other words, like, remember, he was in the Indies. He was released and he was working the indie scene.
Okay, so so paying just for gas money, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Do you think that this is going to lead to somewhere, or do you think it's just going to get Karrion Cross back to the wayside?
I mean, I think it's going to start him somewhere because keep in mind, I always told you his impact for the most part has always been the people he's been dealing with has not been the same since interacting with him. And I truly believe that to the core. I truly believe that. Keep in mind, Xavier Woods, Nakamura, AJ Styles, hell, Rey Mysterio. I mean, yeah, every person he's came in contact with, they have not been, they either went solid face or solid heel. They are not the same when they're interacting with him. That's why I was looking for Sammy to fuck. He's gonna fuck around and turn on Jay.
I was looking at that as well. Um,
But who do you think influenced that?
Right. I mean, Cross was the last person that Sammy talked to before he got injured.
that was antagonizing that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to
Oh,
me, that that's always been the call. So now it's just him needing to talk, him getting on that stick and saying what he says. Because I think the Adam Cole burn got him a bit from years ago,
yeah.
and he slowly started to come back from it. Because keep in mind, he was just booked really not to talk, and now you're seeing that he can talk.
And you know what? Since he's grown hair and he got the long tights over, the trunks, he's starting to develop like a look, and it is, somewhat intriguing, I would say. So, I if they do so, I want to see him wrestle. It means not the promo means nothing if it doesn't get his ass in the ring. He
Hmm.
he has uh he's starting to develop Bray Wyatt syndrome. Yeah, it's all fun and games and it's great cinematic shit until you get in the ring, and the bell has to ring eventually. It means nothing if you don't get it in the ring and the bell doesn't ring. And that's what I need to see. I need to see him win a fucking match, be on a paid preview, make me care about him, and he might actually have something. He got me look he has me looking at him. He just needs to capitalize on it. But going back to this match, so Logan Paul and AJ Styles, how many stars you give this one?
That's being nice.
How many did you give it?
2.5.
Yeah, I would say the exact same, 2.5. Um, Meltzer gave it 2 and 7/5.
No, sir.
Two,
Higher.
2.5.
Higher.
Three,
3.5.
3.5. Maybe he saw something we didn't. Alright, we have Lara Valkyria with a returning Becky Lynch replacing Bayley. To defeat Liv Morgan and Rachel Rodriguez to win the tag team, the women's tag team championships in 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Um, Great pop for Becky. Great return for Becky. Solid match. Liv looked fire. No complaints. What say you?
Oh, Liv looks fire, all right. Um, I have this weird conundrum with Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know what it is, but it's just weird because Becky's been doing the same thing that everyone accuses Charlotte of doing, but yet she gets no heat.
Um, I get what you mean, but if you watch Monday Night Raw the next night, you you understand what happened. You just needed to let it cook rather than take it for face value. I think the face value was get your biggest star to get a pop, and that's what it did. And then they corrected course the next night. You know what I mean?
Sure,
You know,
sure. But I mean, I'm just saying, I, to me, it just seems crazy. But with that being said, back to it's just weird that, Charlotte get all this heat for being in title matches and Becky does the same thing in them. And I get it because Becky has a cult like following. The only difference is they really like Becky because she has this girl next door and they think Charlotte's pretentious when, I mean, I get it.
and I mean
But
Becky was has been there longer than Charlotte. She has the same face, and she's been married to the same person for as
how
long as
dare you?
her three
Did you
previous
say she has
marriages.
the same face? I am over it, over it. So,
I mean, am I telling lies here? And I
uh,
mean, like I said, the during uh, Charlotte Tiffy, the 40-year-old had less clothes on than the 25-year-old. I mean, Becky was everything was covered. I mean, there's like zero insecurities there.
oh gosh. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's just weird to me, but I get it. But back to the match at hand. Um, I get why they had Becky and Lyra win. It just is awkward that they would pull that trigger. It felt like Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental title just to lose it the next time, right?
Yeah, that that one definitely didn't make any sense. But
Neither does this one. I get why they went to do it, but I also feel like, well, not even feel, I think it sacrificed the most consistent person in this whole thing, in the WWE of that at that time, which is Bayley.
I mean, Billy's injured, right? She tore her. I believe she tore something in her shoulder. She couldn't compete in this match.
Ooh, I still think she should have. She would have given her right, not on that interview. Shit, she looked fine to me. Anyway,
I mean,
she's
okay, and keep in mind, I love Bailey too. Bailey is 100% my goal as well. If the match, if with her in the match, it was just a way to get her on the card because people want to see Bailey. Um, and it would have done that, but the next night she wasn't going to be there because she's injured.
oh
Replay.
no, she's not injured. Bailey's not hurt.
I heard that she was injured. She told her she's gonna be out for like around a year, 6 months.
Oh no, I have man. I don't,
Well, what I'm trying to say is, if she is indeed injured, like they're saying she is, then obviously she wasn't gonna be on the Monday after. She's going for surgery. It serves no purpose. And you know, you get Becky on the card. You bring Becky back. You get the people happy that Becky's back. It's a cool WrestleMania moment. And then the next night you correct course and you start a program with the goal you're trying to get over, with the goal that's been over for the last decade or so. So I mean, one is a dead end and one is continuing down a road. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I still don't. Because to me, I mean, Becky Penn's live. I get it because it's a callback between them two. Getting the receipt. I get it. I get all of that. It just didn't sit well with me that Bailey got pulled and then the 2024 Women Wrestler of the Year got got pinned. Just me. Just me.
I get it. I'm not gonna argue with it.
And don't get me wrong, I popped when Becky came out because I called it, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, we knew that bitch was there, so there was no way she didn't bring her gear.
No shit. I mean, her husband's sitting there watching her husband get Paul Heyman. I'm just telling you.
I mean,
Don't be surprised if Becky joined that group.
I mean, she
Saying.
might as well have borrowed a pair of sets tights for all we know, considering it's similar. Um,
Well, why?
how many stars you give this one?
The match itself or all uh a three because Becky came back. Becky came back, the crowd was happy. They're like, oh, my baby back. I got my baby back, baby back, baby back. And no one cared after that.
I give it. I give it 4.5. I love Becky Lynch.
Damn.
I give it.
4.5?
I like Becky Lynch.
What?
Becky Lynch won. Liv Morgan was putting the bakery at task. Um, Solid wrestling. I'm good. I was ready to go. I was ready to end this so happy, and then it just kept on going. But I digress.
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer gave it 3 stars.
Uh, yeah. How many?
3 stars.
Lower.
2.5.
Lower.
2.
2.
Okay. Then we have the main event, the last match, the thing that ended all of WrestleMania. John Cena defeated Cody Rhodes to become the undisputed WWE Champion in 21 minutes and 40 seconds, surpassing Ric Flair's 16 World Championships by becoming the 17-time World Champion. Everything, in my opinion, was mid. John Cena, I mean, you're in fucking WrestleMania and you literally just walk down the ring, like, no action, no nothing. Cody's entrance was mid. The match was mid. Fuck Travis Scott. A big fuck you to The Rock. It was just lacking in every fucking department. It could have been so good, and it was so ass. What say you, Kaliko?
Okay. Okay.
You're getting geared up. You got a lot to say.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where. Remember months ago when I said you better have Cena turn heel at Mania because it wouldn't make sense for Cody to face Cena, given the fact that everyone was going to be cheering for Cena.
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
What did I tell you? I'm just gonna put it this way: The Rock fucked Cody so hard, and I can see why they would. He fucked Cody over. There's no other way to put it, because this story, him putting himself in that story, changed the trajectory of the story. Him putting himself in the story is the reason why the WrestleMania tickets were fucking so expensive, because the anticipation of him possibly being there
Mm-hmm.
was the story.
Also, keep in mind, it was supposed to be at Las Vegas. The only reason Las Vegas got this WrestleMania, over Minnesota was because The Rock was supposed to wrestle Cody at this Mania, and he didn't want to do it in fucking Minnesota.
Do you see my point?
Yeah.
So,
It
but
seems like he
but
fucks
this is
everybody
where
over.
no, because the problem is that Cena is not the heel in the story. The heel in the story is The Rock. That's who the heel is. So this is what I mean when I say they fucked Cody so hard. So you got your baby face, who probably for the year was the most popular wrestler in this fucking company, and bar none.
Mm-hmm.
You have him going against. Now, I'm just gonna raise your finger as I say this. You have him going against John Cena, who's on his farewell tour, who is a heel, which is the reason why people even wanted him to turn, who's doing the one thing that people have been begging him to do since fucking '03. And he's going for the fucking the record. It was impossible for him to leave as champion that night. It literally felt like, you remember when 9/11 happened?
Yeah.
And you remember when they had the first pro games in New York after 9/11?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first game the very first game that happened post 9/11 was the New York Mets versus the Atlanta Braves. And I'm a Braves fan. I knew good and damn well there was no way Atlanta was going to win that game, because the world was behind New York. That's exactly what they did to Cody. There was no way he was going to win that match, because even when he came out with the Iron Man mask, which is reference Iron Man dies. Uh,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler, no. Cody died, Iron Man died, the whole thing. So they cheered him in the music, and then they just booed him in the match. And that is only secondarily in crime to the biggest fucking hypocrites of all. who is us, the fucking fans. We are so fucking hypocritical. Because we were the people that were bitching about John Cena for years. PG era John Cena. Oh, this is his last year. Well, yay, we gotta have him win it on his way out the door. We're hypocrites.
Mm-hmm. Well, not you and me.
The
I
huh?
not you and me.
Oh, the general, yeah, the fan base, wrestling fans. We're hypocritical. And the simple fact that when Cena cut that promo Monday, he even said Cody Rhodes, and everybody booed Cody. When the heel is calling y'all heartless bastards, you got a problem.
Oh yeah. You know,
So,
I've never been a John Cena
and,
fan.
and
I hate his promos. I hate everything about him, and I popped so fucking hard when he told them, "You, you're cheering, you're booing the bad guy when I'm the when he was your guy. This is the reason I'm started hating you is because of this."
they proved his fucking point,
Yeah.
which that's why I said he basically shitted on us and we're like, more please, more.
Mhm.
Oh, John Cena, cause you're leaving. And the other thing the WWE did, this is thirdly, WWE, you fucked Cody over because you got John Cena, who is just turned heel on this fucking farewell tour, and you're still fucking selling merch. Do you know how much shit John Cena had at the merch store? Between autographed titles and autographed fucking pictures and t-shirts and the John Cena gear in which he turned heel for, which you could get for a cool $75,000. For a cool $25,000, you could have ate dinner with John Cena. You're not, you're telling me he's a heel, but he's not doing the heel shit. And that is a big problem of itself. Because say what you will, there are some heels that may not get popped. Got it. But at least they understand the assignment and do the heel shit regardless. John Cena being a heel, but yet got all these goddamn last time is now shirts from fucking Dallas to Copenhagen is not, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sends the wrong message. And that's where it all fucked up. Now, if you really want him to be heel, cut his merch off. Because there's no way that a heel walking into Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, or being in Las Vegas, and everybody's got his goddamn merch on.
Oh, you're right.
Because that tells me, why should I hate someone that everyone is trying to so emulate to be like?
You know, it's so stupid. I I've said this before on the show. I'm not. I haven't been a John Cena fan since 2008. He came back at the Royal Rumble. I started to dislike John Cena. The bloom was off the rose for me when it came to John Cena in 2008. And while yes, some guys, have swayed my opinion. Um, you know, I'll cheer this guy for this match, or I'll cheer this guy for this match, yada yada. I've never wavered on John Cena. I don't like John Cena. I haven't liked John Cena for a very long time. Even during his announcement of being his retirement tour, I still didn't like John Cena. I was happy for him that he was, retiring, but it wasn't going to make me cheer John Cena. And the crowd is so. The worst thing about the John Cena turn is the crowd, because the people that were booing him are now cheering him, and the people that were cheering him are now booing him. And then you have the people that are just happy to see him because it's his last, run. And it's so fucking bizarre and weird. And it makes
Yeah, it's Bizarro World.
no,
It's literally Bizarro World.
it makes like no fucking sense. Like, and his promos make sense because the only thing that's getting me on John Cena's side at this point was that promo on Monday. Like, he spoke the truth. Like, he was the face and the crowd was the heel for booing Cody. And he was like, this proves my point. You're doing to Cody what you're doing to me. And that's why I'm doing to you what you're doing to me. And it's just, it doesn't, I've never been so confused when it comes to a heel turn. Because
Blame The Rock.
Because
The Rock.
is so weird.
This one's on The Rock, bro. It's on The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the simple fact, if The Rock didn't stick his ass in there in the first place, if Cena turns heel at Mania, like I said, it's a totally different story.
And
Totally different story.
The Rock,
If he had did that first kick in the nuts at Mania, and then he started like doing his little shit, slow and behold, and the crowd is confused because of the fact of how could you and da da da. I'm gonna tell you a quick little story because my son cheered for John Cena in this. John Cena turned heel at the Elimination Chamber. He was starting to cry. And like, oh my God, bro, I can't stand John Cena. I broke it down better than the fucking storyline. And he looked at me and was like, okay, that makes sense. Because you want to know what I told him? Well, John Cena right now, he's sitting up here and he's so desperate. He's just desperate to break the record. He really wants to break the record so bad. He wants to win that 17th championship so bad that he's willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And in this case, it's going against the very moral fibers of what he's doing. And he looked at me and was like, okay, I'm still in. A 9-year-old got that. That very same story could have been told at Mania. That kick in the nuts would have meant more at Mania than it did at Elimination Chamber.
and we would be complaining about Travis Scott at WrestleMania than at Elimination Chamber. But and as bad as WrestleMania that the main event was, The Rock was nowhere to be found. Huh? What was you saying? So The Rock was nowhere to be found. He could have. Yes, he wasn't there for literally the long run of the rivalry. He could have made up for it by being there to see the rivalry through. He was the catalyst that made John Cena turn evil. And he wasn't fucking there. And then he has the goal to say that he has the Rock has the goal to say, well, I would have done things differently. Bitch, you wasn't there to make it better. You wasn't there to get the crowd on Cody's side. You, like you said, you fucked Cody, and I legitimately think that The Rock has a problem with Cody Rhodes. Like, really, honestly, like, everything he does is to undermine Cody. If you were a part of the creative and you said I would have done things differently, sure, 100%, you have that opinion. But when you don't even fucking show up for the show to see what creative is, and then you say I would have done things differently, fuck you.
I think it's a Triple H problem. I bet Triple H had to take like fucking chloroseptic or fucking Robitussin or heart palpitations or some shit. Because it makes no sense. That's why it's like everybody's mad at Triple H, and I'm looking like the Triple H that y'all are expected to make the decision is not the same Triple H that, you know, because keep in mind, he had to make chicken salad out of chicken shit last year.
Right.
And then this year, he got undercut because The Rock shows up to Toronto because they want ticket sales rather than just letting the story play out of mentor versus mentee. They literally could have told the story of how, hey, John, you were there when I won this thing, but I'd be damned that I'm going to let you take it away from me. And John Cena could have channeled his, I got to do whatever it takes to make sure that I'm coming out with this title.
Right.
And then boom, he does it. Simple.
You know,
Doesn't fuck Cody over. Doesn't make Cody look weak.
yeah, I saw online a lot of people were saying for Roman Reigns to lose the belt, it took 4 legends and a Hall of Famer. For Cody, it took Travis Scott being there.
But Travis Scott is not willing to take a bump. See, that's the difference.
Well, I mean, he's not a walker. So
Travis wasn't taking that bump.
Huh? Who would have took the bump?
The motherfucker. I ain't drunk. Yeah, I was waiting on a bitch, but he ain't taking that.
Well, you know, shut on Travis Scott all you want. At least he showed the fuck up for the angle that they were doing. Unlike
I mean, they were playing this goddamn song 50 million goddamn times. He better.
I mean, they've been playing the Weekend song for 5 years straight, and the motherfucker hasn't shown up.
No. The Weeknd having a different song every year is different than a 3-year song getting drugged, skull drugged since 2024.
What I feel is I'm not going when The Rock shows up on my TV. I'm not going to take it seriously because if he's not going to see the storyline through, there's no point for him showing up or doing anything. And it can't just be convenient. It can't be when he wants to show up and it being convenient. It has to be when he needs to be there for the important moments. What say you, Kaliko? Did we lose Kaliko? Or am I the one lost? Ooh, that's a twist.
I honestly shouldn't be further from the truth. He needs to stay away from a 10-foot pole because he's single-handedly screwed this main event. I mean, and everybody's like, well, they still had to go and perform. Yeah, but the performance would have been different if it was based on a different context.
And if it was Travis Scott and The Rock fucking Cody Rhodes, it would have been the execution would have been a lot
Yeah,
better.
if The Rock had it came out and fucked him, everybody could have been like, okay, we get it. You have a thing against Cody, and you know what I mean?
Right.
But not even now.
Yeah.
Didn't even give him the satisfaction of that.
Like I said, it just like you said, it seems like The Rock just has it out for Cody Rhodes, like personally. And it's honestly very frustrating, if I'm being honest.
I think ever since that 41 debacle, or no, the 40 debacle, me personally, that's where I think it happened.
Probably. But like I said, at least Travis Scott showed the fuck up for the assignment. And if you believe rumor and innuendo, he's showing back up again to tag team with John Cena in the future. Um, current ideas for Travis Scott.
Yay!
Current plan ideas drawn around for Travis Scott and John Cena tag team is Bad Bunny and Cody Rhodes.
And why does Bad Bunny need to be in this again?
Because he's a rapper, but he's a rapper that people like.
He's
And
just a reggaeton rapper.
but I mean the crowd, the WWE crowd likes him. And
You know why they like him?
because he could actually perform.
Well, 'cause, I mean, that's one part, but he's dedicated to it.
Right. When he showed up for WWE. I mean, two celebrities wrestling in the same match, I'm not entirely sure how that would work, but I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. As long as Travis Scott gets punched in the face, I'm going to be happy.
Fuck that. They lost all my benefit of the doubt.
But it's not.
Well, no. Triple H lost my benefit of the doubt. Because, I mean, The Rock has lost my benefit of the doubt. Because that makes no goddamn sense what he did.
No, definitely agree with that. In other news, Jon Moxley will be defending the AEW World Championship against Ric Flair. Ric Flair will be going to tie John Cena's 17-time record.
Man, if you don't stop fucking with me right now.
I mean, clearly it's a lie, but I mean, you was believing me there for a minute there.
There is no goddamn way Ric Flair, old ass 90-year-old. I mean, Terry Funk did it, so I ain't gonna put it past him. Jesus Christ.
Is it low-key wrong that I actually want Ric Flair to beat Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship so he can say that he's a 17-time world champion?
No, it was a fucking crime.
I like
It
the
is
idea.
criminal.
Sue me, I like the idea.
You the only one that like that idea, because ain't no.
Um, alright, how many stars you give this match?
Oh my God, this has been the toughest one. It's tough because the match was shit, but the crowd was in it. You see what I'm saying? The match was shit, but the crowd was in it. So into it that they were chanting "Thank you, Cena" as he walks up the fucking.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm confused. It question mark? That would be.
Just a question mark?
Did I put a question mark as a rating? Because that's what it feels like.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, then, I mean, you could.
I mean, yeah, it's hard. Get back with me. Give me a couple minutes because it's really tough. I was there. It was cool to see the record broken, not in that manner. So a 3.
I give it a 1.5.
Good job. See, I told you I was there. I give it that curve.
I give it 1.5. It it took all of the air out of the room from and for me. And
It's
like I said, where the fuck was WWE going? Two heels winning the main event of both nights of WrestleMania. Seth Rollins fight night one, Cena night two. And I mean, these shows were more heel heavy than face. Logan Paul won heel. Dominic Mysterio heel. El
they
Gran
cheered.
El
They
Gra-
cheered for the heels though. That's the fucking problem.
El Grande Americano heel. Jacob Fatu heel. New Day heel. Like the heel to face ratios of these cards are not adding up. You know, say what you will about Vince McMahon, at the end of the night, the face always won. Like you paid for the finish. You paid for that guy to win. And it usually was that guy. And
Didn't work with Triple H.
and look at what we're reviewing, Kaliko. This is maybe the most polarizing WrestleMania of all time. Like I don't know what to make of it. It's there was some good matches, there was some bad matches, there was good shit, bad shit, shit that shouldn't have happened,
That shit.
bad shit, solid ass cats. I mean, it would have been better if Stone Cold's cats would have appeared rather than Stone Cold at this point. Um, I mean, at least a bitch got ran over by Stone Cold. Like, when has that ever happened?
Vegas.
Yeah, it was so like going into it, the PR, the night before the WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame, people were falling asleep. It, this was the weirdest WrestleMania of all time, and I don't know how. I mean, obviously we're in it right now. I don't know how we're going to view this in the future, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it's going to be fond or it's going to be, honestly, another WrestleMania 9, if I'm being honest. Like, that, what the fuck happened? Because politics were maybe too in play.
I don't think the politics were to play. It was just like we said, the WrestleMania was in Vegas. People were already happy about it. But the problem is people saw it as I think it was because it was seen as a money grab, personally.
It 100% was.
And because the simple fact of them adding all this shit after the fact. Oh yeah, go have lunch with Cena for 25K. Oh yeah, go party with Tiffany and the Usos and fucking Machine Gun Kelly and Flow Rider and Flavor Flav and it it it, it seemed like they said it was the highest grossing. You damn right it was. I mean, the simple fact of the viral video of Randy Orton freezing like fucking R2D2 because someone spent 30K and they weren't even in the fucking front row
Yeah.
should tell you the temperature of this fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he said, that's fucking embarrassing. That's a lot of fucking money. Was the exact phrase I believe he said. Not embarrassing that the
Yeah.
people paid that. Embarrassing that they were charging that much, and it wasn't even front row.
I mean, like I told you, people can say what they want about Vince. Vince had good pricing points. Like,
Yeah,
he could make it. He made it possible for a family of four to make it to Mania.
you know what I've heard is that UFC is kind of dipping right now. Nobody's really interested in UFC. Tickets are down, sales are down. It's not really going too well. But WrestleMania is hot right now. Well, WWE is hot right now. So they're putting the the UFC formula of charging obscene amount of money to get the money out of WWE, while UFC is taking this cold spell. How long that actually lasts, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon, honestly. But at some point, something's got to give, right?
Eventually, I mean, I there's no way that's sustainable. I mean, granted, and it's funny because the moment that they got done with Mania, oh yeah, VIP packages for goddamn Money in the Bank, and he's like, "What the fuck? We just spent 100K at Mania. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?"
Yeah, and then show up in November to Petco Park for Survivor Series.
You can bet your ass I'm showing up to Petco Park for them.
I know you will.
It's too fucking close not to.
You know,
Sorry,
if it rained
sorry.
on you in Florida, I can't imagine that it's going to rain in an open field in damn near December for Survivor Series.
Now, raining season is now. You should know that.
I mean, December, January, February, yeah, there's a lot of rain, I would say. Well, there has been.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's different weather. I mean, you're pretty. There's a good amount of distance between us, so
I don't
maybe.
know. San Diego, it really don't rain like that, but I mean, I could be wrong. December for sure. December, it's a crapshoot. You can, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's November 29th, so it's literally the cusp.
Uh, nah, I think it'll be fine because because it doesn't rain during bowl season, so they should be okay.
Well, so night two, show as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Middle, because that main event fucking murdered it. It mur- th- that match at the beginning couldn't even save that shit because it's the taste. Because even say what you will about the Punk Rollins and Roman match, it didn't leave a bad taste in your mouth. And it wasn't the last thing you noticed. It wasn't the last thing.
Because there's more wrestling the next day.
Yeah.
I give it thumbs in the middle as well. Like I said, the good shit was good, but the bad shit was really bad. WrestleMania as a whole, so night one, night two, everything together, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Oh my God. This is tough. Because like I told you, it was a tale of two manias. Eh, This year's WrestleMania, it felt more thumbs in the middle-ish. It had its great moments to me. However, it had some lasting shit that's like, what the fuck?
So you think the good shit wasn't enough to outshine the bad shit?
I mean, let me put it this way. So let's put it this way. Cena, Rhodes, bad shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rhodes, I mean not Rhodes, but Styles, Logan, bad shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
New Day, Raiders, bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think who else is on there.
We have Gunther and
Gunther Uso was okay.
okay. New Day Viking Raiders was bad. Jade and
Was
Naomi
bad. We
was good, I would say.
was good. Uh-huh.
Jacob Knight was good.
Good.
Uh, Americano and Phoenix.
Okay.
Tiffy Charlotte.
Good.
Seth Punk Roman.
Great.
Ioria Bianca.
The best.
Dominic Braun Balor Penta.
Good.
Randy Henry.
Really good moment, but can't really determine.
Logan Paul AJ Styles.
Not so good.
Lara and Becky Liv Raquel.
Indifferent, but
Cena Rhodes.
not good.
So WrestleMania as a whole, you're leaning more towards thumbs in the middle.
Damn, the way you said that, the three back, because that ending, like you say, like we always say, man, if the steak is bad, you could have all the good French fries you want. Like it doesn't mean anything because the lasting moment is that Cena is sitting up here trying to get booed, and the crowd is yelling, "Thank you, Cena," as he walks his ass out the door. Literally, he could have walked up the ramp, flipping him off, and they were still be yelling, "Thank you, Cena."
So I totally
But
get.
damn, the way you said that, it almost makes it sound like it should be a thumbs up.
I, I'm I'm torn between giving this an Orange Cassidy thumbs up because it's definitely not a full thumbs up, and giving it the thumbs in the middle because I could say, okay, well, there was a lot of good things that I liked, but the two main events left it to be desired, and night two had a lot. Well, it had a lot of good things. It had a lot of bad things, and like I told you, I keep putting like one thing one marble on the positive side of the scale. Then I put one on the negative side of the scale. Then one on the positive. And this WrestleMania was the scale because it was so the the bad was so balanced with the good, and it just makes my brain hurt at this point.
Yes, yes, it makes yeah. I'm literally like, now. Granted, don't get me wrong. As I look at this Cena chair I got, yes, I walked out with both of these bitches.
I'm
And
so you know what? I think that that's going to be my answer. It's not thumbs up. It's not thumbs down. It's not thumbs in the middle. This WrestleMania was the scale.
it was the scale. Okay, that makes sense.
So your thumbs in the middle. I'm the scale.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because that main event pulled it, bro. Like, I can't sit there and yell AEW. I have to keep it consistent. If AEW had a bad main event and it pulled it down, WWE is just as guilty.
Very much. Where would you rank this WrestleMania compared to other WrestleManias?
Let's see. Considering I've been to,
In 41 WrestleManias, where does this rank?
it's a middle of the road WrestleMania.
Middle?
Yeah, it's. Let me see. Out of the 40, I could say it could make top 20, probably 20.
I would agree with that. I would say 20. So this one would be this, like I said, the scale of dividing the bad WrestleManias from the good WrestleManias.
Although that triple threat's going in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I bet your ass. Io, Bianca, and
Rio.
Rhea will be two-time Hall of Famers.
And you think that it would have ended with that bad shit that was WrestleMania, that the John Cena Cody Rhodes match. It kept going. After WrestleMania Night 2, there was the roast of WrestleMania, hosted by what was his name?
Oh,
Um
Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe. Yeah. Um, I find it interesting that this was not recorded, and a lot of people's phones were actually confiscated for the event because they didn't want anything to get out, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like, if you're doing an event, but you want it to be hush, you don't want people talking about the event. How does that make sense?
Well, considering that this is the same guy that was at that Trump rally in New York talking all this crazy shit. Yeah, that's why.
Well, I mean, if they didn't want him, people knowing that they were working with him, why was he on commentary for fucking Raw?
You're asking the wrong motherfucker. Go ask TKO. Because I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole, but that's just me. Just me.
Do we want to go through the jokes?
We went through the matches. Didn't we suffer enough?
Fair enough. That will conclude our coverage of all things WrestleMania. The lead-in, the Hall of Fame, Stand and Deliver, Night 1, Night 2, the Raw after. NXT was in Vegas on Tuesday. Like, they couldn't have drawn that out as more than they could have. But I will say this: Liv Morgan and Raquel had a banger match with Gigi and Paxley. So there's your review of NXT that night.
The hell looked good.
Yeah, and I mean Stephanie Raquel always looks good. I mean, so much that Booker T turned on Roxanne. So I mean, that tells you all you need to know. But yeah, that will conclude this episode. Next week on the show, we'll have a review of TNA Rebellion. Couldn't really do a preview this week because WrestleMania.
Yay.
Yeah. But thank you for watching. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Monday as we interview Hemo, Tuesday Bino Blue, and Wednesday Joya. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I mean, I am Kaliko, and I'm the Kaliko Chronicles. Will be chronicling Joe Hendry winning and retaining the title at Rebellion. Let's hope so.
And you might even see the debut edition of James's Journey of Joe Hendry losing that title at Rebellion.
Oh. Oh, Lord.
I don't fucking know anymore. For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.